Right now, I am here at a local high school in Hollywood doing some photos. Currently, right now, it's for a podcast. It's a brand shoot that we're doing right now. There's 3 individuals that's going to be in the shoot, so I'm waiting for everybody to come so that we can go ahead and get started. I did start, testing out my camera. Right now, I'm using a Sony a7 IV with my X Pro C trigger, and also using my favorite lens, like I always tell y'all, my Sigma 24-70. And the reason why I use this lens is obviously because of the different focal lengths that I can use and not have to switch my lens so many times in the middle of the shoot. I always try to time myself, making sure like I don't waste the client's time and also my time in order to take their photos. They're here, they want to get things done at a certain time. I gotta make sure that I, fulfill that requirement. So the 24-70 usually helps me. I got 24 to get wide enough to get the group shot if I need, and also I can get real tight with the 70 in order to get those portrait shots. So, usually for my portraits, I kind of stay within the 35 to 50 range. 50 nifty already built in to make sure that I get those tight, close knit shots, detailed shots of the face maybe. So that's what we're using right now. The Sony a7 IV with the trigger and also the 24-70 millimeter Sigma lens. Let's rock. I think the most rewarding part of being a photographer is being able to capture those images that people are requesting or wanting. And I say that to say, like, a lot of people have different ideas, different concepts, different themes that they want to put together, that they get inspired by. So being able to capture that, not always to a T, but to a original art form of what they want, to make sure that they're satisfied. I think that is very, very important when you are a photographer, is trying to deliver those ideas, those concepts, those inspirations to the person, because of, they're obviously wanting your services, wanting you to capture their images or their video, whatever it is, but you have to always take it to another level. Don't give them the bare minimum of what the vision is. Try to give them that and a little bit more, because in turn, you'll be, obviously different, and they will appreciate you more. And that's how word of mouth goes around, is saying, hey man, I work with, Steve. He's a great photographer, man. He went above and beyond. My idea that I wanted, he surpassed that. And I'm super excited to see, his future work. All these different things that, come with it. It's not just a photo shoot, it's an experience. It's an opportunity to grow. It's a network of people that you can use for future references and different spaces. So that is what the most rewarding part about being a photographer is, delivering those promising images and delivering more than usual. So I know I'm rapping, a lot. I'm just waiting for everybody to show up. I keep looking over my shoulder to see if they're gonna pop in, because I want to be able to give them that warm embrace, man, saying, hey man, give them that energy that they're looking for, because it's early in the morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here in sunny South Florida. But I want to give them that warm, good morning, so then they're energized and ready to go, because we are outside right now for the shoot. So yeah, let's rock and roll.
I've been dodging problems, dodging demons, better days, I swear I need them. Every time they call my phone, only saying what they need, and need my space, need my time, in a different state of mind. Everybody pocket watching, don't you take a look at mine. I've been pouring from a cup, it ain't even halfway. Had to step up off the scene, wasn't good at cosplay. Gave them pieces of my piece, guess I learned the hard way. Had to peel the layers back.
And I say this to say that it is very important to make sure that you scout your scene before you start. You don't want to go out there walking with a client trying to decide on where to shoot. You should always do your research. If not, if they gave you the location and they're saying this is where we're going to shoot, you go ahead and, look online or try to get to the place early enough to kind of walk around to get ideas and inspiration on what you want to do. So right now, that's what I'm doing. Again, it is 8:10 in the morning, about 8 o'clock. And I'm making sure that I'm scoping the scene, making sure that we do have good location to shoot because of time. I want to make sure that time is money. Their time is valuable, my time is valuable, and want to make sure we're capturing those dynamic shots that they want and that they're inspired by for their business. So that's what we're doing right now. Walking around, visualizing areas that I am going to use for the shoot. So since it is a brand sports podcast photo shoot, I want to be able to get dynamic shots. So the first shot that I'm thinking of, or one of the shots, should I say, is I'm going to be at a low angle, since that is the bleachers and, you know, the press box and everything are behind him, and it's a sports podcast. I want to be able to give that nice dynamic range of them being in the forefront, and then obviously the background will be the bleachers and the press box, to have that look as one of the options. And then I wrote a whole list of things that I am going to do, but it's always good to physically be in the space and walking through exactly what your shoot is going to look like. So that is number one. This is location number one. They're going to be on the 50-yard line, but the only difference that I think with this field is the 50 is not directly in the middle. I mean, well, let me rephrase that. It is in the middle, but the bleachers are slightly slanted over. So I want to be on the 50 with the bleachers, so I'm going to have to go in post and try to like adjust the bleachers to kind of flip it over a little bit, so then it's directly in the middle following these lines, because I want to use these leading lines as my shoot. As y'all see here, the bleachers, field, 50-yard line, that's first look number one. All right, so I'm walking. So now I'm walking to the bleachers right now. So I'm walking to the bleachers because I have a different idea of a shot that I want to do as well. We're gonna go to the bleachers, and I'm gonna have them sitting directly in the middle of the press box. The good thing about this is there is no name, school name or anything on these bleachers. So it kind of helps a lot where I can put the podcast name in this area right here. I'm gonna set you guys down so you can see it, but as you can see right up there, hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction, but that right there is where I will, you know, in post just give them that extra. So they not asking for this, they, you know, this is just the photo shoot is what they're inspired by, but I want to do a little extra for this shoot just so they're like, wow, and then like they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't expect that. So I'll put the podcast name right here in that little white area of the press box while they're sitting down in that section area over there of the bleachers. So that is going to be location number 2. So it's very warm outside too. So I want to make this quick so that they don't obviously sweat, because we do have 2 gentlemen and 1 female that is going to be a part of this shoot. So I want to make sure that they are not drenched in sweat in this Florida humidity, but also still able to get the shots that they want. So that is location number 2, sitting in the bleachers, podcast name in the background, additional bonus for them, and let's rock. Let's go to location number 3. And also with these bleachers, I think I'm gonna do something different as well. I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to be in the bleachers while they're on the field to kind of give that shot as well, like they're on the sidelines or they're on the field reporting and stuff like that. So I think that's gonna be location number 3, but I'm kind of debating that to see. So he just came back, so let's go and rock.
I've been dodging problems, dodging demons, better days, I swear I need them every time they call my phone, only saying what they need and need my space, need my time, in a different state of mind, everybody pocket watching, don't you take a look at mine, I've been pouring from a cup, it ain't even halfway, had to step up off the scene, wasn't good at cosplay, gave them pieces of my piece, guess I learned the hard way, had to peel the layers back, just to see what God say. I just been docked up, I just been silent while
Good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. 2, 1. Try not to rock so much, because I'm trying to get you directly in the middle. There we go. Stick it there. 2, 1. You get wide with the field. There we go. 2, 1. Oh. Yeah.
I gotta go.
That shit rain, it's coming.
As a photographer, not every shoot goes according to plan. Sometimes the weather changes, the lighting may change, or the entire location changes. So I had to completely pivot over the idea that I had outside and possibly go back to it later. So the main thing was focusing on positioning and the lighting inside of this locker room. So I positioned the first subject in the middle, in between lockers, to kind of be right under the TV, because that's where I'm going to put the logo in post to add on to their official podcast. Now, the original plan was to shoot outside on the football field to capture that atmosphere, the bleachers, the green grass, the goalposts, all these different things. But Mother Nature had other plans. So within minutes, the rain rolled in and we had to make a decision to wait it out or find another location. Instead of calling a shoot, we moved into the locker room. At first, it sounded not so excited, but honestly, it worked out even better. The locker room had, a lot of character, the benches, the equipment. It all tells a story of football before the players even step into the field. So the biggest challenge was the lighting. So I had to completely rethink how we lift the scene, reposition everyone, and make the space work. Now, that's the part of being a photographer. You don't always get the perfect conditions. You learn to create the image with what you have. One thing I've learned over the years is that flexibility is one of the most valuable skills you have to have. The best photographers aren't the ones who only create great work when everything goes according to plan, but they're the ones that stay calm, adapt, and keep creating when things don't. Some of my favorite images come from situations that weren't even part of the original plan.
We're gonna do standing up real quick and then we'll sit down. Yeah.
So a lot of people have been asking me what gear I use during my shoots. So I decided to break down the exact camera and the lighting setup that I use for my mobile shoots, and specifically this shoot that I'm doing right now. So the best part is I keep it very simple. So for this shoot, I use, as always, my Sony a7 IV paired with my favorite lens of all time, the Sigma 24-70 2.8. Honestly, if I could only use one lens, this would definitely be it. The versatility is hard to beat, honestly, and I can capture the wide environment shots at 24. Then I can zoom in for tighter portraits without changing the lens. So when you're looking or working in a space like a locker room such as this, being able to adjust your frame quickly is a huge advantage.
Let me test it real quick.
Now, I use my Godox AD300 Pro, but here's the part that might surprise you. I didn't use a softbox. Instead, I fired the light bare because I wanted a more dramatic look that matched the atmosphere of the locker room. Sometimes adding a modifier isn't necessary. It all depends on the mood that you are trying to create. So to trigger the flash, I use my Godox X Pro C transmitter mounted on my Sony a7 IV. The setup gave me a reliable wireless control, and I could adjust my flash power without walking back and forth to the light. I can say one thing I always tell photographers is this: don't get caught up in thinking you need a ton of gear. This entire shoot was created with one camera, one lens, and one light. Understanding your light is far more important than owning a dozen different modifiers when you don't know how to position your light and expose your image correctly. You can create professional results almost anywhere.
Where you been? Look. I've been dodging problems, dodging demons, better days, I swear I need them every time they call my phone, only saying what they need and need my space, need my time, in a different state of mind, everybody pocket watching, don't you take a look at mine, I've been pouring from a cup, it ain't even halfway, had to step up off the scene, wasn't good at cosplay, gave them pieces of my piece, guess I learned the hard way, had to peel the layers back, just to see what goes
right there.
I just been docked up.
Slide over just a little bit. My bad. Yeah, on the line. 2, 1. Nice. Last one. Drop your chin a little bit. Right there. Okay, 2, 1. 2, 1. That's 1, 2, 1. Got you. Man. All right, so I just wrapped up the whole entire shoot. It is currently 11 o'clock, so it was about a 2.5-hour shoot. We went to different spots. Went weight room, locker room, filmed on the bleachers, like I mentioned, and also on the 50, and also the goalpost, which I really love those shots. So right now, it is a wrap. It is blazing hot right now. I don't know if y'all can see it or notice, but I'm drenched in sweat from all the movement around. But this is what it takes, especially when you're trying to make sure you create that visual for your client. You know, these brand shoots are very important for a lot of people because this is their identity. This is what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to showcase. So I do want to take pride in making sure that I do the extra little things that will make sure that they are satisfied, especially when it comes to their photos. So if you guys haven't already, please like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and I will definitely catch you in the next one. Check me out. Peace.